constructing a speech, vocal variety, hand gestures, focus on different areas. So when a speech is given about, let's say, hand gestures, so the main focus of the evaluator will be to focus on the objective of the speech, which was using of hand gestures or maybe vocal variety. So the evaluator should try and not limit, but focus on the area of the objective of the speech, so that the evaluatee or the speaker gets exact feedback on those issues which he's been thinking about as per the project rules and guidelines. In this, I have a personal view to add that although in our club they do say that don't go beyond the objectives, I feel that you can also go beyond the objectives, because when you come on to the 7th speech, you're supposed to incorporate all those things which you have done earlier also. So if you feel that there is some glaring issue which the speaker must overcome before he gets on to the next set of speeches, I think you're quite okay to even comment on those issues. It may not be there exactly in the objective, but then I believe the rules are always to guide us, not to bind us. So this is my view on this issue of going after objectives. Okay, the evaluation, another few tips, has to be a little more encouraging. So if I come here and say, I'm going to evaluate Saurabh today, so Saurabh is going to get scared that something negative is going to go. But if I come here and say, I'm going to evaluate Saurabh today, Saurabh feels more comfortable. So it's about making that nice connection. And for example, now another thing, a small thing is, usually we all tend to carry our notes. So if I come here for Saurabh's evaluation for little kid, probably he'll feel more comfortable. But if I come here and say that I'm going to do Saurabh's evaluation today, okay. Saurabh thinks that I've made 100 mistakes, and these are all, it does a little bit of, creates a bit of threat, you know.
Well, I did that yesterday in yesterday's evaluation. I took 3 pages, listed everything in the checklist, and evaluated the person, and then handed it over at the end of the meeting. Of course, in the evaluation, I didn't say all those points, but because they can see that what exactly they did well and what they did not.
Yeah. That way you're right. What I'm saying is, these are small things which can cause a little bit of positive or negative, influences on the understanding. Okay. Like I said, evaluation, whether you're giving a suggestion or appreciating, try and be specific. I like the way you started, in which you gave a nice quotation about learning. That was very impressive. Now, I have pointed out a very specific thing. So he realized that, oh, starting a speech with a quotation is great. But if I just said, you made a good beginning. So it's a kind of little way, which may not help him to leverage on that, positive thing the next time. Similarly, if you are saying that I found your speech, during the speech, your eye contact was missing in the audience. Now it's not possible that the speaker does not look at the audience at all. Sometimes he look at the audience. So it could be a little more specific. I found that during initial part of your speech, you were not completely looking at the audience to your right. So I suggest you look at the audience completely at all segments of the room. So what that will do is, it will give you that, okay, I have a tendency of not looking to the right. Each of us have this small little issue, just out of habit. So if you give that specific recommendation, then he knows that exactly when I come on to speak the next time, I must look to the right. It happens to all of us. If you do that, it will help the speaker. The next very important thing, like if you had seen in this particular thing, the first one, it says how the audience could not relate to the topic and the audience felt disconnected during the speech. What is the problem in the statement? This is an evaluation statement. It says, however, the audience could not relate to the topic and the audience felt disconnected during your speech.
That's not personal. It's not personal remark. Generally from others.
The person is evaluating from the
audience point of view.
However,
Yeah. Anybody else? Why should you speak from the audience point of view? What is wrong in that?
Because you don't know
Yeah.
evaluation is
Yeah.
what you want.
It may happen that it may happen that you are maybe doing different from the other people. So like everyone have different things, not the same thing.
Everyone may look at the topic or the speech from a different viewpoint. How can you say that the audience felt disconnected? You may have felt disconnected. Okay. So when you say that I felt disconnected, you are giving your view. The speaker has a right to reject or not accept your view. And he may still go away saying that maybe he didn't feel connected. But when you say the whole audience didn't feel connected with you, so now you are saying that your speech was bad. Get the point? So when we evaluate as a person. After all, I am giving my opinion. I may not, somebody likes Anna Hazare, somebody doesn't like Anna Hazare. It's his personal view. Not that the whole of India likes him or whole of India dislikes him. Whatever. So you are giving your view. So that is how it has to be put across. I like your tradition. I like your joke. I felt enthused by your word of the day. So you are giving your view. I suggest you improve your eye contact. I suggest you improve your volume so that everybody in the audience can hear your voice. This is your suggestion. It is not really negative. It helps the speaker to keep himself in a little more positive way, and also he may reject your thought, your suggestions. That is fine. After all, it is one person's view. Then also demonstrate. Now again, I come back to the eye contact part. When I say that the eye contact should go and try and address each person for 3-4 seconds, look at the person like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay? So I demonstrate that. So he knows exactly what the fault was and how exactly to do it. Or I would suggest you to use this language instead of using however. You stop with first sentence and you use an and or use a different sentence to convey your suggestion. So now I am giving a way out. And again, the way out is also very specific. So my recommendation is very specific, my appreciation is very specific, and so is the last part. The last part is also, you could also comment on the intangibles. Again, it's not written in the books also. For example, now we'll be dealing with the speech competitions. It's not just about that speech is technically right. Does it have the impact on the audience? Did you feel connected? Did you feel motivated? If it is about an inspirational speech, did the audience feel inspired to start learning and acting? So did you feel that connect? So these are intangibles, it's abstract, it's not visible. Technically the speech may be beautiful, but there may not have been any emotion in it. So you could also comment on those issues, what kind of impact it had. Now these are finite aspects, but it definitely helps the people to improve, especially when you are going for competitions where at the competitions the level of the speakers is very high. They use all kinds of things to put across their viewpoint, and if you are able to give those viewpoints also, then it will help the speakers to actually prepare for the competition. Now coming to the actual procedure, how you do it when you are given a task of evaluation. So I would like to, since you have been here, how do you go about, let's say if somebody is given a task of, who is Priyanka? Okay, so let's ask Priyanka that in case you are given a task of evaluating somebody, how do you go about the whole procedure of evaluating? Yeah.
For me, this is the first time I'll be evaluating someone.
Okay.
But how I'll do it is, I'll talk to the person, I'll understand who is the speaker,
Yeah.
whom I'm evaluating, I'll understand his project, I'll go through the project, I'll see what are the objective of his speech, and then I should speak to that person, I should understand that, how to prepare and how he's going to go about it. And then I'll prepare, because for me this is first time, so what I did is I went through the objective of the speech, objective of that particular project, and still I'm nervous.
Okay, that's very normal. Yeah. So anyone else? Pradeep? Yeah, okay, Pradeep. So, since you are, I think,
He is
experienced member